Hello. Hello. This is Group 4 and I'm tutor Han Ji-min. I have read a book, The Reader, written by Dunsmore. In book, the main woman character is illiterate. And I have questioned how many people are illiterate in Germany?
So how many people can't read?
Yeah.
That's your question. Not a lot of people, because everyone needs to go to school at least 9 years, and yeah, we all learn to read. So actually, it's a very, very low percentage. I would say it's probably like Korea, maybe less than Korea. Like, yeah, everyone can read usually.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for your lecture. And my question is, sometimes people say most of German are losing. You know what? How about your thinking?
Well, you tell me. I gave you my lecture, so was that no gem? Yeah, I know. A lot of people say Germans are not very fun, right? I think I'm fun. I don't know. I meet a lot of people who are fun, so I would say that's wrong. But yeah, I hear that a lot. But I think maybe it's a different sense of humor, because I know British people have a very different sense of humor, and sometimes I think British people are not funny. So maybe it's just a different humor.
Could you recommend me some unique place to travel in Europe?
In Europe?
Yeah.
Germany. Of course, Germany. Well, there's so many places. Like I said, it's so easy to travel in Europe. So if you go there, you can easily see a lot of countries or different cities. And actually flying is very, very cheap. You can find flights for like 20 euros to a different city, like 20,000 won. It's very cheap and very fast. Love places.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Helmut Kohl, who was the former prime minister of the German, passed away today. How do you feel?
I actually didn't know that. Really? Well, thanks for telling me. How did I feel? Yeah, I feel very sad now. Yeah, he was a very good president. Very important to Germany. Yeah, it makes me sad, and I didn't know that. So thanks for telling me.
You say that German university tuition is free, and I wonder it means lots of people enter the university. And
Are all of them national university?
Okay, yeah, so the public universities are free, but there are also private universities that are not free. But there are a lot of public universities, they're very good. So yes, a lot of people do go to university, but also a lot of people learn a job. A lot of people don't go to university, they just learn a profession and learn the job for like 3 years and don't go to university, but they can go to university a few years later to specialize in their job. There are many, many different ways how you can get a high degree. You don't necessarily need to go to university for 4 years. You can do different ways to move up. There are many, many different opportunities for that.
Germany has a special fruit.
A special fruit. There are a lot of apples. Not really special though. Now is actually strawberry season. So in Korea, strawberry season is in winter, right? But in Germany, it's actually in summer, and you can go out to the field and pick them. I wish I had a more exotic fruit for you, but it's more, yeah, apples are pretty good. But we have a lot of apples though. There's like hundreds of different apples. Sweet, sour, red, green, all kinds of apples. So yeah, I guess that's the fruit.
If German people are thirsty, do they drink beer instead of water?
I think some people do. Yeah. We have a lot of what's called beer gardens. So it's restaurants, but they're outside. And German people like to go outside. They like to ride their bikes and stuff. So they would ride their bike and then stop at a beer garden and then sit there and have a beer or so. Or they have beer and dinner together. So yeah, but not everyone. There are people who don't like beer too. Yeah.
And since you taught us some German languages, we have some words we want to say in German. So, for example, happy birthday in German. How is it?
Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. Birthday is Geburtstag.
Geburtstag.
Alles Gute.
Alles Gute.
Means like best wishes. Best wishes for your birthday, kind of like that.
So only I have one.
Okay.
This was good for. Thank you. Danke für deine Bezeichnungs.
Oh yeah. Good to show you.
Thank you.
Hi, we are for free, and I'm the tutor. We are tutor of group 3, and my name is Jung Ji.
My name is Song Eun-soo.
At first, thank you for your impressive lecture. Actually, Germany is a little bit unfamiliar with me, and so I think it was meaningful to know new cultures and new languages. Especially, I was so impressed by the pronunciation of German languages. I practiced the pronunciation of 555 during all the break time. 156.
Very good. It's so difficult. I appreciate it.
And then, as I mentioned, we had a small discussion about first subject was the unification of North and South Korea, and the second one was what if everything is closed on Sunday in Korea? Yeah, and then we made some questions. The first one is
I wondered who lived in the beautiful castle.
That beautiful Disney castle. It was a king, and it's actually a sad story. So he wanted to build his own castle, and that's that castle. So he built it, but he had some troubles, and then he actually died, and he never actually lived in the castle. It was never finished. So it's a very sad story. But he was actually a very good king. He had a lot of good ideas.
You said everything is closed on Sundays, and does everything include hospitals and police or firefighters?
No, of course not. That would be no, not stuff like that. But like stores, like shopping, or also a lot of like entertainment stuff. The bank is closed. Yeah, the bank is closed. But you can go to the ATM. Yeah. Yeah, but it's changing too, especially in the big cities. Like the small towns, still everything is closed.
thank you for informing of the information about Germany. I enjoyed your lecture.
Thank you.
My question is, what is the creation of awarding scholarship in college?
How can you get a scholarship? Is that what you mean? Yeah. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of scholarships also especially for foreigners, because even though the tuition is free, students need to live there, right? They need money for rent and for food and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know exactly what scholarships there are, but I know that there are a lot of scholarships that help all kinds of people. Sorry, I couldn't give you a better answer.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for your lecture, and it was really great time to learn about Germany. Actually, I was interested in learning German language, but it was too hard for me to learn it alone, and today I could learn some useful words. 555, and it was really good.
Thank you.
We are Group 7 and I'm the tutor of Group 7 Cheyeji. First of all, thank you for your lecture. And I really got interested in speaking German, and I will gonna learn someday. And we had some discussions like the earlier group about the Korea unification and the college education for free. And we had some questions.
What German is for mayor?
Well, first of all, in Korea you eat a lot of rice, right? You eat rice for every day of every meal, right? Breakfast too and stuff. And so in Germany it's probably a lot similar like in what they eat in America, like cereal for breakfast or pancakes and stuff. And then hot lunch usually. We also eat a lot of pasta, like Italian food and kind of like that. Also a lot of potato food, like meals with potatoes. So where in Korea people would eat it with rice, we eat it with potato. And then in the evening, a lot of people eat actually something cold, bread with different meat, sausages, cheese, salads, and stuff like that.
Hello? Thank you for introducing German, and I'm surprised that German people can go to college for free, and how can we go to college for free?
We just go there and sit down. No, actually, so it used to be it's free now, and it used to be free for a long time. But then the different states started charging tuition not too long ago, maybe 10 years ago, and you had to pay for university suddenly. But a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of students didn't like that, so they did protests, a lot of protests, and then they were like, okay, let's just make it free again, and then it was free again. So how can you go to college for free? You just apply for what you want to study, at which university you want to study, and then you start. Pretty easy.
We pay more tax. Tuition included.
Yeah, I don't think you pay anything. Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
Do you think Korea can join festival like Germany?
You mean can Korean people go to Oktoberfest or
Prepare our own festival.
I think Korea has a lot of festivals. Don't you think so? They're like for Buddha's birthday, there are festivals.
But we are not and prepare lots of things.
I actually heard there is a Korean Oktoberfest somewhere. So they actually you can go there. That's a good question. Maybe you should start your own festival. Yeah.
You say everything closed on Sundays, right? Then what do they prepare to enjoy Sunday's leisure time?
You can spend time with your family. You can just stay at home. A lot of people, just stay at home, relax, or just go out, hiking or just enjoy like, the nature and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes it's pretty boring.
Okay, thank you again. It was a very great time.
Thank you. Good job.
Hello, we're group 5 and I'm the tutor. Well, actually, all I knew about Germany was like car industry and beers, things like that, but I was really glad to learn some new and interesting facts about Germany. Especially the language was really interesting. It was really hard to pronounce. Okay, so we prepared 3 questions.
Is it true that German teenager can drink beer at age 15?
15. American age 16.
16.
So Korean age would be 15, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, beer. Beer starts at 16, and all the like not hard alcohol. So like beer and sparkling wine and stuff like that is at 16. But then hard alcohol like vodka, whiskey, and that stuff is at 18.
Thank you.
When did you drink alcohol for the first time?
I don't know if I should answer that. 16. Let's just say 16.
How many languages can you speak?
I speak English, German. I learned French, Spanish, Chinese, and now I study Korean.
Wow.
Yeah. I like languages.
Could you tell us process of Germany unification?
Okay. Like Korea has some kind of program, and they think about how to reunificate, right? They make like a plan. Korea too. So Germany had that too. So they already kind of knew what they should do and that kind of stuff. But yeah, why did Germany reunificate? Basically because East Germany, the economy there just collapsed. It just failed. Because it was like the communist system, planned economy that just didn't work anymore. And then we reunified. That's the simple version. Basically like that.
Thank you for your interesting lecture and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm the tutor Jo Eun-ho of Group 1. We talked about the issue of reunification of country, especially our country in German. So we didn't have many time to write down on paper. So anyways, we got 3 questions. That was my question, but you answered it before, so I changed my mind. So you said Europe divided to many countries, then has every country have their own airport?
You mean the different kingdoms?
No,
What
like
do you
the Virgin, Germany,
Oh.
France, they have their own.
Oh, like in Europe?
Yes.
Yeah, they have their own airports. Yeah, different, several airports. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Actually, I have been to Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have been to like München
okay.
and Frankfurt, so I thought it was really beautiful.
Awesome.
And my question is that I wonder about German school life.
Oh, what? Okay.
German school life.
So like you're in high school now? Okay. Well, we don't go to school as long as you do in Korea. I always finished school at like for lunch. Like I went home and had lunch at my house, and then I was finished. So and then I did my homework. There's just a lot more free time, I guess. But also the German school system is very different from Korea. So not everyone goes to the same school. It's not like elementary school, middle school, high school. Everyone goes to elementary school, but then you can choose 3 different schools. So depending on how good your grades are and what kind of student you are, you either go to like the first one, and then you finish after grade 9. And then usually those people actually can't go to university yet, so usually they would learn a job. So they would be like, well, things you don't really need a degree for, but you learn a job. Then there's the middle way, and you're finished after 10 years, grade 10. And then the highest one is you finish after 12, grade 12, and then you can go to university. But even though you enter the first school, kind of like the lowest school, doesn't mean you can never go to university. There are actually many, many ways you can move up and go to different schools and then get a degree. So there are many ways you can actually improve. Because elementary school students, we all know, are very young, so maybe we make mistakes, we're lazy, but that doesn't mean we can never go to university, we can never move up. So you can always work hard and then go to university and make it. Thank you.
I heard that taxi in German is banned, so I wonder if most of the public transportation in Germany consists of famous car, something like that. So
Oh, like the taxis?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're usually German cars, the taxis. I think so. Yeah, and also the trains, I think, are mostly made in Germany. Yeah. Was that your question?
You told us that the college is all free. But is there entrance test in each college?
Yeah, I think there are also like your Sky universities, right? So there are very good universities there too, and I think every university can make their own like requirements about your grades. How good do your grades need to be so you can enter? And it also depends on your major. If you want to be a doctor, your grades need to be really high. You need to be very good, or a lawyer, stuff like that. So there's like a minimum what your average needs to be. Yeah.
Thank you. I think this is all. Thank you for lecturing. It was really good time to learn German language. Thank you.
Hello, we are Group A, and I'm the tutor Jeon Yeonjong. And thank you for your interesting lecture. I later said not to communicate about Germany in English a lot because our group members are elementary school students. Especially, I want to hear the voice of cute boy Yu-chan before I go back home. Very cute boy he is. But we have a lot of questions to ask. First,
by going to college, does it affect on having jobs?
Yeah, so there are some jobs that you need to have a degree for. And also more and more becomes the standard to have at least a bachelor's degree, so at least 4 years for a lot of jobs. Yeah, so definitely affects it.
Why does German flag look like that? Like because there is meaning of French flag after the revolution. Are there any difference?
Yeah, there are meanings, but I don't know them really by heart now. But what I can tell you is so you see the colors black, red, and we actually don't say it's yellow, it's gold. So it's black, red, gold, our flag. But what each color represents, I don't really know right now. I'm sorry. You can do it.
Is there your consequence?
Sorry, say that again. Is there what?
Is there beer for chickens?
Yeah, there's actually one, but it doesn't have any alcohol, and it has a very special taste. I actually don't like it. It's a little sweet, but yeah, there's actually beer for children. Yeah.
The last question is German education is known for ideal course of study. I heard there is never prior learning. What do you think of Korean prior learning, and do you think it is efficient study?
What do you mean with prior learning? Like
before we study at school?
So like
already study.
Your kindergarten? Or like do you mean kindergarten? Or you mean like in the morning, getting up early? Or before school? Okay, now I get it. Okay. So you learned it at home, what you're gonna learn at school? Oh, okay. Well, I don't think it's a bad idea. You can always be prepared, right? That seems to be a good thing. Yeah, but it's not a lot of people do that, I think. And also the teachers don't expect it because they plan their lessons so that they can introduce something new to the students. So I think it's a different way of teaching, maybe.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Hello, we are Group 6 and thank you for your interesting lecture. I think our perception of Germany changed a lot. Actually, we had 3 questions, but the another group already asked about unification, so we just want to ask 2 questions.
Why are there many rose-colored orange in Germany?
Actually, I never thought about the question because it's normal for me. But I think the material that they're made out of, I'm not sure what material it is, but what they use to make those tiles, the roof, that's just very common there. There's a lot of that, so it's very easy to make. So I think that's the reason.
After unification, was there any hard times?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So like I said, Germany was divided for 45 years. That's a long time. And people from East Germany, West Germany, they had a different life, right? And East Germany, they didn't have a lot of the things that West Germany has. Same like North and South Korea, right? But North Korea and South Korea, they have been separated for way longer, right? So there were hard times, definitely. But just everybody worked together, and it was very strong, that feeling. But actually still today, there's a difference. People who live in the East actually make less money. They don't earn as much. And so that's still something that needs time to change. Yeah, it just takes time, but yeah. Hope that answered your question. Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
Hi, we're group 2 out of the group tutor. Well, we all really loved your lecture, and especially I was so fascinated by the beautiful pictures in your presentation. And here we've got 3 questions for you. The first question is, what do you usually do on Sundays? What do you do?
I met my friends, or I did homework for Monday, or I was just lazy, watch TV, play computer, stuff like that.
What is your favorite castle in Germany?
The one I showed you. The one I showed you in the picture. Yeah, but there's actually one more from the same king. And do you know Versailles? Like in Paris? Very famous castle. It looks very different. So that king, he really, really liked Versailles and like the French king. So he built a smaller castle in Germany that looks a little bit like Versailles. And it has a beautiful garden. So that's very nice too. Because the one I showed you is in the mountains. So there's no space for any gardens.
Oh,
I like the gardens. Yeah.
I heard you're also a travel writer. So, while you're traveling, is there any unforgettable episodes?
Yeah, there's a lot. I always like to talk to the people, like to the local people. And I remember one time, it was when I was in China, and my mom and my grandma, they came to visit me because I lived in China at the time. And then we went to a local temple, and there was this nice man who actually lived there because his son was a monk at the temple, and then he invited us in for tea, and we were talking a little bit, and just those moments that are really nice to talk to the local people. Those are very nice experiences.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.